Welcome to another installment of Dub's Doing Stuff. We're going to be working on our 2022 Host Yukon camper, dealing with the Skylight that's above the sleeping area there above the cab. A lot of people have had trouble with this, as have we, with it staying shut or releasing and then breaking things. So let me show you what I've discovered that we can do. We've done with ours, and then you can decide if that will work for you. For those of you that have the SkyMaxx Skylight in your Host camper, many of you, as well as us, have had the problem of this coming loose and being floppy and not latching and eventually pieces breaking. So I've come up with a couple of fixes for this because we do like the Skylight. We like the airflow during the summer, definitely, and don't want to cover this like some people have done. So let me show you what I've done to correct some of the issues we have had. And just so everyone sees, this is the AirXcel SkyMaxx LX model 97,000 by MaxxAir. This was the box that the replacement came in. So one of the things I noticed, and I've had to replace this once already, this entire window, is that the sides are not cut straight. Ours has a bow. I'll demonstrate here with framing square. And if you put this on here and hold it straight, which apparently I'm able to do right now, you'll notice it's not square. There's a bow in the side. Well, that comes from having been cut a little unstraight on the edge. I noticed that when I replaced this whole frame on our last one that broke. But what I've done, go ahead and hit this other part. You'll notice because of that, then these hooks are loose. There's an exceedingly large gap right here. So when the pins in the arm come forward to engage at the lock, it engages, but then because of the looseness, this pushes out and the pin disengages, and the lock, instead of being locked, goes back. So what I discovered I could do is I have some fishing tackle boxes that have these little dividers in them. What I've done is on each side now, I have taken and placed that divider right down in there. I'll let you see what I did. This now removes that extra play. These hooks will now no longer disengage from the pins when they slide forward. I've got one on each side. You'll see down here, there's this one. And this one here now is tight as well. And I've latched this already, and it works. The roof does not come loose. The pins do not disengage, so I call that a win. So the hooks will not come loose from the window up here where they hook in. That'll prevent the whole window from flopping around when you're driving or in the wind. It won't get caught by anything when it's latched. Okay, the other part we have here is the pins themselves on both sides. They've broken on me because of how this is designed. So what I've done then is I have, and I'll take this bar out and show you in just a moment. I've taken the pins and I've drilled them and put a screw in them from the outside in, and I'll show you. Ground down the head of that screw so everything fits nicely. But then I still had the problem where it was pulling out of these hooks. So now that I fixed the hooks, I'm pretty happy with that. But I put the screw in there and it still wasn't quite working. The screw would not hold it well. So I've taken some marine JB weld and I've reinforced these pins now. I've gobbed on a whole bunch and I'll show you. But this stuff holds like magic. It seems to be pretty strong. So that part is hanging on good. Now once you can stabilize these pins stabilize the hooks. The other problem these windows are known for is these screws in the second lid. See, this cover is made of two pieces. There's the outer piece, and then there's this inner piece. This inner piece is held on with all these screws. Well, we had the same issue as a lot of people, that because of the flopping and the looseness, some of these mounts that these screws go in would break loose. So what I've done, and you can't really tell because it is really pretty good. This one I still have to fix again. But I've re-glued them in with some Gorilla acrylic glue that dries clear. And they've been holding. So I think with the combination of the pins repaired, the hooks holding tight, these should not break anymore. We're about to go on a trip to southern Utah from our home in Montana. And this will give it a full-blown test, but I feel like the bar is now solid, the hooks are solid, which means the lid itself should remain solid. But we'll show you the results after this trip and let you know how things go. But I've been asked, how did I fix this? Well, this is what I've done basically. These little plastic dividers from, and I'll show you the tackle box I took it out of. These little plastic dividers right here to remove the sloppiness in these hooks, which helps them to engage like they're supposed to, and then fixing the pins so that they stay engaged so the hooks don't release. I think that's the combination. But it all stems from the hole not being cut straight on the sides. It's cut out and bowed at an angle. I think when it was cut in the roof, somebody free-handed, but I don't know. Who knows? Then they screwed it in by pushing it all the way out against the hole. It's not off by enough because when I replaced this, I tried to move the screws in. I couldn't. There wasn't enough material underneath here to do that. So I had to put it back in the same spot. But this is what I've done now to straighten out the inner side, keep the hooks engaged, and have all that work. So let me take the bar out and I'll show you that on my workbench. Taking a video of my pin repair. You can see I ran the screw in and then used a grinder to grind it down smooth. And then I gobbed on a whole bunch of JB Weld to give this extra support so it doesn't snap again. It's really actually pretty thin plastic. I'm surprised. But I know what they were probably doing, and that's saving weight. But on these items that really see a lot of stress, I don't know how or why they would have done that. Anyhow, that's what I've done. This stuff is really strong. I really recommend this JB Weld. It's the marine weld. It dries white, as you can see. So it matches right up, and if you weren't looking for it, you really wouldn't be able to tell it's there. So that's how I fixed the pins right here. Now for the piece of plastic to hold the hooks over, I have an extra tackle box here, which is a, I don't know if you can see it, a plain old model 350. I guess you could probably use many others, but you can see these are the dividers I have. I just cut two of those off, fit them behind there. They were almost the perfect thickness. And yeah, it took up all that excess room and made the slop on the hook. So if you wanted to try to do this yourself, there's a little bit of a guide. Take a look at your own and see if that helps, or is that going to help what you're doing. But yeah, this seems to have corrected ours. We had the hooks would not stay latched, the bar pins kept breaking, and yeah, it caused one of our lids to snap and we had to replace it. But after this trip to Utah, that'll be the first real outing for the repair. But I have really racked on this pretty hard in the shop and it doesn't budge, so I'm confident this is going to fix things. But feel free to let us know what your thoughts are regarding this fix, and we hope you have success with your own Skylight. Again, we like ours. We like being able to open it. We don't want to cover it, remove it, or anything like that, and we feel like this is going to be a pretty good fix for this. Thanks again. If you like this content, please like and subscribe this video. Subscribe to our channel, and yeah, comment below if you have anything you'd like to let us know about. Other than that, until next time. Here it is latched. You can see Both hooks are engaged, not coming loose, or